the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
All right, good evening, race fans, and welcome to the sim racing capital of the world for tonight. Cedar Lake Speedway, Hales Corners Speedway Sim Racing Series season finale for both the street stocks and the late models. We'll crown a champion at the end of each event. Right now, street stocks out getting in their pre-race practice session. 25 drivers have checked in for this evening's action. I do know these guys will be taking a couple of weeks off after tonight's event, and then they will be back about the middle part of February. Same bat time, same bat channel right here. Are ready to go again. They are going to do street stocks once again, and then they're going to change their late model program up to the Pro late model. So that will be an interesting change. A little more horsepower, a little more speed. Same great group of drivers. Taking a quick look at the points in this series heading into the final race. Reed Rundle, 13-point advantage over Nick Sobiek. Andy Gross, 17 points. Rears of your leader, J.J. Schilling, in fourth, and Rick Tackman way back there in fifth place. I think right now it's going to be settled between those top three guys, Arundel, Sobiek, and Gross, and it is going to take kind of a miracle in the street stocks for Gross to catch Arundel. Anything is possible. We're going to get down to it here in just a moment. We're going to get ready to go to pre-race ceremonies and let public address take over, give you guys your invocation and your national anthem, as is the tradition here at the Dirt Racing Network. So sit back and enjoy.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
And now, please welcome Pastor Sam Foley from Port Orange, Florida, to deliver tonight's invocation.
Father, we ask today that you protect and bless those who participate in this race. May they use good sportsmanship and respect for each other. And we'll thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, big thank you to the Foleys. As usual, drivers already on track, taking time right now. Colt Duggar, quickest in car. There goes Nick Sobiek, bumping him down as soon as I say the name. 23 car of Sobiek out on the track. Taking over the number one spot, Duggar to second, Hole to third, Fisher, and then Kinjerski, your top five right now. Watching your points leader in the series, Reed Rundle, take his qualifying laps. Lap number one, good enough for 13th quick. Quite a ways off the pace, about a quarter second right now. We'll see if he can pick that up here as he's going to come out of turn four for the final time in qualifying. Move him way up the chart, but not to the pole. P2, Reed Rundle, Sobiek 16.619, Rundle 16.644, and Duggar 16.687. 3 quick qualifiers right now. Only car to not take time at this point is Justin Blackburn. Have not seen the 4 car even roll out of pit road yet. Three races on tap on the Dirt Racing Network tonight. I know Dominic's going to have the late show with Dirt Kings. I will be back shortly after this one ends with these guys in their late model program. We're wrapping up that season as well tomorrow night. Dirt Slingers 360 Monday Night Thunder Series. They're in week number 12. I believe they are at Knoxville tomorrow night. Dominic Santino will have the call. And then after that ends, the Dirt Slingers, Tim Sims, General Tire, Winter Nationals continues from Eldora. Round number 2. That'll be about 9:30 Eastern, give or take a couple of minutes. Full slate on Tuesday. I think back on Tuesday, I think Dominic has SSR and ARC. Late show for them. I think that's 410 sprint cars. And then Wednesday, Dirt Slingers, Wednesday Warriors with the UMP modifieds at Fairbury. Follow that up with the Dirt Kings. And then Thursday, Dirt Slingers 410 Outlaw Series. I believe they're at Fairbury. So a full week, and then a pretty light week next week. I don't think we have any shows, maybe 2 or 3 next week. And I think they're all Dominic Santina, so I'm sure he'll keep you guys apprised. But qualifying has ended. Justin Blackburn did make a qualifying attempt, but he ends up 25th on the grid. So we will run through. Our starting lineup for heat race number 1 on the pole, the 34 car of Dean Gagliano, and on his outside, the Shark RC car bodies number 112 from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, Chris Johnson. Row 2 on the inside, the 99 of Brandon Hall. On the outside of him, the RLV Faster Motors VLR number 23 out of Big Bend, Wisconsin, Nick Sobiek. Third row, on the inside, another Shark RC bodies machine. This is the Gross Racing number 14 out of Hartford, Wisconsin, Andy Gross, and to his outside, Jordan Matson in the 18 car. Fourth row, inside, the 46 of John Brunner. The outside, GB Restoration and Repair number 77 of Gary Budzine out of East Troy, Wisconsin. And on the back row in the 4 machine, Justin Blackburn. See everybody rolling through. Oh, one more pace lap, and we'll be ready to go racing championship night. A rumble by the lake. Crown us a champion at the end of this one. It's been a great season thus far. Hello to everybody in the chat. See Brian, Daniel, Christopher. Appreciate it, guys. All right, pace truck is out of the way. Green flag is in the air. Heat race number 1 is underway, and immediately 3 wide. King of the restart started inside row number 3, and he is trying to advance his position quickly. Andy Gross in that 14 car, staying 3 wide. Hull's in the middle. Sobiek's up to the top. Now Hull going to slide in behind. Sobiek's working the high side on Gagliano. Chris Johnson, the 112. Jumped out to the lead down the backstretch the last time by. Sobiek slides into second. Now Hull and Gagliano side by side. Matson comes in, gives a little rear end bump to the 34 car there. Gross got out of shape out of 2, and he is falling all the way back to the 6th position. He's right in front of John Brunner in that 46 car. I don't expect Mr. Gross to stay back there for very long. He's got 7 more laps. Try to work his way through this field. Needs to pass 1 car to transfer directly to the A main, top 5 from each heat race. Make that transfer. And right now, 4th being contested pretty heavily here between Gagliano and Matson. Matson has the inside. He just can't get that car to come off the corner with any kind of momentum. Is that high line really kind of working for Gagliano at this point? Now Matson gets by as Gagliano got into the goofballs up there. That also opened the door for Gross. Now Andy Gross into 5th, move Gagliano. First guy on the outside. Halfway home. Heat race number 1. Still Chris Johnson in front of Nick Sobiek. Brandon Hull pretty comfortably in 3rd. Got a good gap between himself and Sobiek and between himself and Matson. Matson just trying to keep that 18 car squared up. And keep Andy Gross in behind him, but Gross is putting a lot of pressure. He's searching around. Looks like he's looking for some place where there may be a little bit more bite, especially off the corner. We'll jump to the front because it looks like Sobiek's going way up to the top shelf, trying to use the penthouse to get around Johnson. Two to go this time by, and Johnson gets about a 3-car length advantage. Sobiek mounted a challenge for a lap and a half there. Now that has kind of gone away. As Johnson has settled in, he takes the white flag. Sobiek second, Hull third, Matson still in fourth in front of Andy Gross. That's your top five. As it looks like Chris Johnson is going to pick up the victory in heat race number 1. We'll see him in the feature. Sobiek, Hull, Matson, and Gross will also make the transfer. We'll see Gagliano, Brunner, Blackburn all in the B main shortly. So 1 down. 2 to go. Heat race number 2 on the pole. The Buddies Racing Equipment I-41 Raceway number 17 out of Slinger, Wisconsin. Dean Burnt to the outside of him. Skis Graphics number 15 of David Kinjerski. Second row on the inside, the Pincala Auto Solutions number 41 out of Oak Creek, Wisconsin. That's Ryan Fisher. And on his outside, the Buddies Racing Equipment TDC Race Team number 43 from Oxford, Michigan. Your points leader in the series, Reed Rundle. Third row on the inside, Corey Funk in the 21. On his outside, the 66 of Jason Enoch. Fourth row, Jim Butcher, the 117 inside, Keegan Bush. In that 27 car on the outside, that's your 8 starters for heat race number 2. All right, green out of turn 4. This time, Burnt and Kinjerski in row number 1. Pace truck is away. Green flag is in the air. Reed Rundle pushing the bumper in on the 15 car. Gave him a great boost from behind, but it wasn't enough coming out of turn 2 as Burnt. Looks like he is going to hang on as they head into turn 3. Will he lead lap number 1? Going to be a tough call. No, Kinjerski around to the top side, able to lead lap 1. Burnt was second. Rundle was third. Fisher and then Corey Funk, your top 5 after 1. They've got Burnt down on the inside. And if Rundle can get a good run off the top side, I think he might be able to stay there and make it work. He tapped Burnt on the rear corner. Now Burnt runs him wide up the hill, going through 1 and 2. Does not want to give that spot up. You saw contact behind that. Fisher and Funk. And now Rundle trying to work his way around the 17 car. And that 17 car is about 3 wide all by himself. Doing a pretty fair job of keeping the 43 pinned in. Meanwhile, Kinjerski starting to stretch away from these guys out to about 0.4 of a second, as the battle for second continues to wear on here. Rundle now sizing up the 17 again. Lost a couple of car lengths. Ryan Fisher has cleared Jason Enoch. Enoch got around Funk. And I think that happened when we saw that contact between Fisher and Funk. Funk got way out of shape. Now he takes a shot in the rear bumper cover from the 117 of Jim Butcher. Go back to the battle for second. Rundle using every inch of real estate he can, trying to find that run. You get him around the 17 car. Kinjerski still about 0.4 of a second ahead of these guys. Lap starting to wind down here. Going to be 3 to go the next time around. Kinjerski, Burnt, Rundle, Fisher, and Enoch. And Enoch got way out of shape. I saw that at the end of turn 2 the last time around there. He's able to gather it up. He's got a pretty healthy gap. Really all he needs to do is keep that car facing forward. Finish these last 2 laps, and he is going to make it to the feature. But if he keeps going up there into the loose stuff, he may find himself in the fence. White flag for David Kinjerski, Dean Burnt, Reed Rundle, Ryan Fisher, and Jason Enoch look like they are going to be the cars headed for our feature. As you saw a slider go in from Rundle underneath Burnt in 1 and 2. And now Burnt's going to protect the bottom in 3 and 4. Konjerski's going to win it. Burnt second. Rundle third. Fisher fourth. And Jason Enoch. The 5 transfer cars directly to feature. We'll see Bush, Funk, and Butcher in the B main in just a few minutes. All right, final heat race, gridding out on the front stretch for us. On the pole, the 40 machine of Bud Reidner. On his outside, the 1 car of J.J. Schilling. Row 2 on the inside, the Renegade Race Cars, Renegade Racing number 67 out of Hartford, Wisconsin, R.J. Tackman. And to his outside, Cole Duggar in the 123. Third row on the inside, the Scribble Dub Car Wash, Black Flag Racing number 8 machine. It's Peter Brees from Waterford, Wisconsin. And on the outside of him, Zach Krieger in the 35. Ricky Johnson will start the Sorens Ford number 11 on the inside of row number 4. He's from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. And to his outside out of West Dallas, Wisconsin in the Black Flag Racing number 10, Tony Ichkowski. All right, next time around, third and final heat race underway. Pace struck away, green flag in the air. Final heat race for the street stock session here. Underway and a good start on the outside for Schilling. Schilling normally in the 1 car tonight. The 70 adorns the side of that machine, and he will take a big lead coming out of 3 and 4 to lead lap number 1. Reidner moves the 40 car into position number 2. Then R.J. Tackman, that familiar purple number 67. Ricky Johnson's got the 11 car in 4th, and it's a good battle for 5th. It's Kowski on the outside, and Cole Duggar. And now working the inside, that white machine with the pink letters and numbers on it. It looks like he is going to squeeze by and take over 50. He may have a shot at 4th as Johnson got out of shape. And Ricky Johnson now in a battle for position. 3 down, 7 to go. Schilling a little out of shape out of 2. Still got Reidner and Tackman chasing him down. We're watching Ichkowski right here has fallen back to 6th. Cole Duggar with a slide job around Johnson that time in 3 and 4. Johnson got back to him. I don't know if he can do anything out of 2 here. A lot of momentum off the top side right now. Duggar's going to pull away just a little bit through the center of the corner. Big run off the exit. And right now, Cole Duggar hanging on to 4th right in front of, right beside, actually, Ricky Johnson in that 11 car. Now has him by just about a car length. Battle's going to heat up at the front. It looks like Reidner reeling in the 70 of Schilling right now. Three laps to go. Under 0.4 of a second separating those two. Running almost identical lap times. That time Schilling bumps the fence. That's going to open the door. 70 car, all kinds of out of shape and right to the bumper now. Slider into 1 and 2. Had to check the car down. Reidner did a good job of staying out of that left-hand door on the 70 machine of Schilling. Checking that car down may have been the opening that Schilling needed to make sure he's going to pick up the win here. Keep our eyes on these top two. On the white flag lap into 3 and 4 for the final time. Reidner went to the bottom. Schilling stayed at the top. At the line, it's going to be Schilling picking up the win in Heat 3. Reidner, Tackman, Duggar, and Johnson all going to your feature. Brees, Ichkowski, and Krieger will be in our B main, and that's scheduled to be next. All right, B main top 5. We'll make it through to the feature. Scheduled for 10. Machines on the track. I don't know how many we're going to have. I know there's Jim Butcher. That's at least 8. So they line up like this. John Brunner in the 46 on the pole. On the outside, the 8 of Peter Brees. Row 2, the 27, Keegan Bush. Dean Gagliano in the 34 on the outside of that row. Third row, Corey Funk in the 21 starts inside. Tony Ichkowski in the 10 machine on the outside. Your fourth row, the 4 car of Justin Blackburn starts inside. Jim Butcher in the 117 on the outside. And it looks like Zach Krieger will start the 35 car on the inside of row 5. So 9 cars, 77 of Gary Budzine not making the car. And we're watching the 27 machine pull out of line and go to the back. So I'm not sure what Keegan Bush is doing, but he is going to start shotgun on the field. Brunner and Brees will still be our front row. Only 5 make the transfer. So we'll be sending 4 of these guys to the trailer. So they're going to come out of turn number 4. Pace truck will drive away from them.
Green, green, green.
The green flag is out. B main is underway, 15 laps. Everybody away fairly clean as we go through 3 and 4 for the first time. It looks like Peter Brees is going to lead the first lap. Big gaggle of cars back here and a lot of body contact. Corey Funk and Jim Butcher down in the front stretch there. Brees, Brunner, Ichkowski, Funk, and Gagliano currently are your top 5. But Gagliano, all kinds of trouble. He's going to open the door for Keegan Bush to get to the inside. Bush now right alongside, half a car in front. Krieger almost got into the back of Gagliano's car there down the backstretch. It was inevitable. Those two kept coming closer and closer together. They were going to make contact. Dean Gagliano, that 34 machine now secures 5th, at least for the time being. Brees, 1.6 seconds in front of Brunner. Brunner finds the fence. He's going to give up 2nd and 3rd. Drop him all the way to 4th. Corey Funk now picks up position number 2, and Tony Ichkowski slides his way into the 3rd spot. Zach Krieger around Gagliano out of 2. He is going to pick up one of the transfer spots. If he can hang on for 10 more laps, he'll be in the show. Gagliano, Bush, Butcher, Blackburn. Blackburn has already taken the 4 machine back to the pit area. So he is out of this one. Jim Butcher still on track with a lot of damage on the left front corner, but 1 lap down at this point. So we get a good look at Peter Brees. 2 full seconds ahead of Corey Funk. Funk into 2nd when Brunner slipped up and he brought Ichkowski into 3rd. Brunner now trying to hang on to 4th. Maybe challenge to get back in the top 3 here. 7 complete. So right about the halfway point. Zach Krieger. 35 machines still sitting in our final transfer spot. Brees is using the high line and doing it quite effectively. 2.4 seconds. 17:107 his last lap. Funk 17:198. So about a 10th. Almost a full 10th of a second. Ichkowski was quicker than Funk. So that battle may start to heat up here. Still quicker. In fact, quickest car on the track the last time by about a 10th. 17,260 to a 17,169 And that was your leader back to the 10 car. Still battling with Funk, and Itzkowski's keeping it on the bottom. 4 to go this time by. That time, Corey Funk, quickest car on the track. Just a tick quicker than the 10 machine. Those two the fastest too, and they run second and third. They got about 2.5 seconds to make up, and I think they're just going to run out of time, but they are in transfer spots, so that time you saw Itzkowski make a big mistake. 2 to go for Peter Brees. 2.6 seconds ahead of Corey Funk, Tony Itzkowski, John Brunner, and Zach Krieger. That's your top 5. Those transfer spots going to the A main. Brees out for a Sunday drive literally right now. White flag in the air. 2.7 seconds. Basically can cruise his way around here. And he will start in the 16th position for tonight's 25-lap A main. There's your checkered flag, B main. Into the books, Peter Brees, your winner. Corey Funk, Tony Itzkowski, John Brunner, and Zach Krieger. All going to the feature tonight. Keegan Bush, Dean Gagliano, Jim Butcher, Justin Blackman. See you guys in just a little while in the late model portion of the show. So, 25-lap A main now. As we run down the starting lineup, Bud Reitner will be on the pole. Dean Burnt will be to his outside. Row 2, Nick Sobiek inside, J.J. Schilling on the outside. David Kinjerski and Chris Johnson in row number 3, inside to out. Missed row 4, so we got to go back. Brandon Hull inside row 4, Reed Rundle on the outside of that row. There's your points leader starting in position number 8. R.J. Tackman and Jordan Matson, row 5. Row 6, Ryan Fisher and Cole Duggar. Andy Gross and Jason Enoch in row number 7. Ricky Johnson and Peter Brees. Brees coming from the B main in row 8. And Corey Funk and Tony Itzkowski will make up row 9, while John Brunner and Zach Krieger will make up the 10th and final row. Definitely the wrong button there. So 20 cars, 25 laps. Champion to be crowned at the end of this one. Right now, 13 points. A lot to make up in the format that they use here. A lot to make up. So I think if we see Reed Rundle probably stay inside the top 8 or 9 cars, he's probably going to be your champion. We'll confirm it 100% at the end of the race. Still interview at least the top 3. The green flag is in the air. A main is underway. It's Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Series, and they are 3 wide through turn 2 for just a second. Reitner is going to pull out to the early lead, and it is just a wad of cars behind that. Battling 2 and sometimes 3 wide. So we've got a caution back at the back. I know what I saw. I don't think it was Krieger. I think it happened right in front of him. I want to say Brunner was in it. Maybe Itzkowski and Funk were all kind of in this thing. Down to, oh, no, it's the 41 machine of Ryan Fisher. He probably got a little help out of that, too. So it'll be Fisher getting turned around. You see damage on the left front corner of the 14 machine of Andy Gross. A little bit of damage, I'm sure, on the left or left rear of that 11 machine, or the 41 machine, excuse me, as well. But, yeah, you can see that bumper cover's a little bit bent. Left rear corner's a little bit mashed. Not too bad. All right, the guys are going to get formed to back up. 2 wide. Ridner and Sobiek on the front row. Only got a couple of laps in there, so not much change in the way of running order. The green flag back out, and a 67 of Rick Tackman. And I don't know what happened to RJ, but that car took off. And we're watching that purple car right in the center of the screen right now. He just took off when we got ready to start here. That car went straight at the fence. And now, with all that damage, he is trying to get going here as we've got a caution once again. I saw Tony Itzkowski's car backwards on the front stretch, so Tony's going to get it spun around. We'll see what happens. Looks like he's about 10th or 11th in line here. He and Jason Enoch, and yeah, he was going straight to the outside. Enoch was coming down, and that's just a recipe for disaster when you're in traffic like that. So, top 10, Ridner, Sobiek, Schilling, Burnt, Johnson, Kinjerski, Arundel, Hull, Matson, and Duggar right now. Sobiek way at the front here. 13 markers back, so when we started tonight, we'll see how that plays out as to whether Sobiek stay up there. If Rundle can make a run and get closer to the front, I think it's probably sealing the deal. But all right, lights going off on the pace truck. Back to 2 wide. 17 laps to go. 16 laps to go when we get the green flag. All right, pace truck away from the field, waiting on the green flag. There it is. Back underway with 16 laps to go. A good start for Sobiek. Going to stay fairly even this time. As they headed in, J.J. Schilling now is going to pull alongside, but too much run off the top. Sobiek back to second. Schilling into third, side by side for fourth. Johnson and Burnt right behind that for sixth. Rundle and Kinjerski were side by side. Now cars out of shape. Burnt is going to get sideways. He's going to bounce off the right side of Rundle's machine. And he did that, in front of a whole lot of company. So let's see how bad it is. Somebody is upside down. We'll go back and take a look here. Sideways. Might have got a little tap from Johnson. Bounces off the right side of Rundle's car. Head on into. That's Brandon Hull. And then Ricky Johnson gets the 11 car up on the wall and turned over. So Johnson going to end up in the pits. Chris Johnson also going to end up in the pits. Dean Burnt with a heavily damaged number 17 machine. Right behind the even more damaged number 99 of Brandon Hull. Those two at the back of the field. So quick cloud of dust, couple of laps, and then, oops, we're at it again. It's about halfway home. We'll have about 11 laps to go when we get the green. Radner, Sobiek, Schilling, Rundle up to fourth, Kinjerski, Matson, Brees, Duggar, Fisher, and Enoch, your top 10. Andy Gross is 11th, Corey Funk, John Brunner, Rick Tackman, Tony Itzkowski, Zach Krieger, Dean Burnt, and Brandon Hull.
Green flag, green flag.
We are back underway, 11 laps to go. And this time Sobiek with a way better start than he had the last two times. He is going to have the lead coming out of turn number 2. Ridner slides in to the second spot. Reed Rundle around the top side is going to move into third around J.J. Schilling. Now he's got his sights set on the 40 car. It's the 40. Had his sights set on the 23 as Sobiek got out of shape a little bit in 2, lost some momentum. Now Ridner down on the bottom takes the lead in 3 and 4, so put the 40 machine back out front. Sobiek to second. Rundle and Schilling still battling side by side for third, and I think Schilling's got the better of that. Looks like the bottom side of the track going to be where you want to run. It's Schilling or Rundle, third and fourth. Peter Brees sitting in fifth. Peter Brees, great run last week, picking up the victory. Oh, contact. Gross and Matson. Big contact there. Gross was on the bottom. Matson was in the middle. And that might have hurt the 14 car as he comes up and makes even more contact. Made some contact with Cole Duggar there. Let's see. Jason Enoch looks like maybe he had a problem back there. He and Matson. And then he goes into the corner. Gets a little bit of contact on his right side. Gets on the tires, and then Dean Burnt. That just finished off the rest of the nose of the 17 car as he clipped Enoch coming back on the track over the tires. So getting down to the end of it. We'll have at least 2 more laps. So about 3 to go when we get to green, it looks like. Ryder, Sobiek, Schilling, Rundle, Brees, your top 5. Kincherski, Duggar, Gross, Fisher, and Matson, your top 10. Then Funk, Techman, Hull. Burnt, Krieger, Brunner, Hitchkowski, and Enoch, the remaining field. All right, 3 to go at the green out of turn 4. Green flag back in the air. Sobiek with another good start. This time Schilling tried to get in on Burnt. We're going to have another caution here, I think.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Schilling tried to push that car down in there pretty good. And I think he thought that might be his only chance. The 70 machine down deep into the corner, slides up, little contact with he and Reidner. And everybody behind him is just lined up so tight, there's really no time for them to react. So a bunch of damage on the left side of the 70 car as the field rolls by him. So I think we'll have one attempt at a green-white checker. Should we catch another caution after the green flag drops, I think that would be the end of the race. Everybody going to get 2 by 2. Sobiek on the pole. Reidner on the outside. Rundle inside row 3. Kincherski on the outside of row 2. Rundle on the inside of row 2 and Kincherski on the outside row 3. Grandy Gross all the way up to 5th now. And Jordan Matson on his outside. So that's your top 6. Just trying to get the field squared away again. I think Brandon Hull's car back in the pits. I'm not sure. I just don't see his any kind of speed or any kind of time being recorded of him. J.J. Schilling also off track. So one shot at a green-white checker right here coming out of turn 4. We're going to get that green flag.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag in the air. Final attempt. Sobiek around the bottom. Reidner on the top. Rundle is down in there. Andy Gross also in there. David Kincherski's working the top side in 4th. Reidner got into the fence. Sobiek will clear and end up in 1st as we get to the white flag all by himself. But he got a big push from David Kincherski. He's going to be right back in the hunt out of 2. Can Reidner keep it together in 3 and 4 and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Out of turn 4 to the checkered flag. Nick Sobiek will win it. Reidner 2nd. Rundle is 3rd. Kinjerski and Gross 4th and 5th. We'll get these guys around on the front stretch, our top 3. Well, Nick, you got to stay in the car longer than that, buddy. Sorry. All right, let's see what we can do with this right here. Let's get our man into the booth here. Huh. Wonder why that quit working. We may start winner and work our way down. Because I do believe that that top 3 finish sealed the deal. I don't see a Mr. I don't see the 40 car listed in here anywhere. There he is. Bud Reidner. Okay, so Reed Arundel. Bud Reidner. I don't see Bud Reidner at all, but let's get Nick Sobiek. Nick Sobiek, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You picked up the win here tonight. Tough battle at the end. A lot of restarts. Tell us a little bit about this feature.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Did a few laps here in practice. Qualified first, which was pretty good. Figured out the car, just stuck on the bottom. Top side was working pretty good, but it worked out in our favor at the end.
Yeah, a bunch of restarts, and, Bud Reidner was really strong on the top. Couple of small mistakes. About a half a car for you there at the end. How tough was it holding him off, having to stay down the middle because the top was covered?
Oh, yeah, middle was very slick. Bud made it work pretty good, and he's a hell of a driver for doing that. He was pretty close at the end. It was really good racing. Reed, me, Jason. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, who helped you out all season long? I think, if I remember right, you're going to come home second in the points in this deal.
I believe so, and I would like to thank my mom, my dad, my sister, Faster Motors, Mama Fish, Chris Johnson, happy birthday to him, David Konjerski, Ryan Fisher, Ricky Johnson, just everyone on the car.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us, and good luck in the late models in a little bit.
All right, thank you.
Your winner tonight in the season finale, Nick Sobiek. No Bud Reidner for us, so let's talk to Reed Rundle. Reed, are you there?
Yes, sir. You got me.
All right, man. Well, a third place finish tonight, and that pretty much seals the deal. I think you're the champ. Man, give us a little insight into the race tonight. You started about 8th and had to work your way forward.
Yeah, seeing Nick starting up, I think on the second row or whatever, it was in the back of my mind the whole time. I know I needed to finish within a couple positions, but again, we have this drop week thing, and until the end of the night, you don't really know exactly what the situation is. So, but hopefully I think we were able to hold on to it. I finished, I think, just 2 spots behind him. So we'll take it.
Well, a good run tonight. Like I said, you had to work your way through the field and a few cautions, but still, picking up positions and just ensuring that you could keep your points lead. How difficult was the track out there?
It was starting to slick off pretty good. We tried to warn everybody about it early. It's just one of those things. I mean, it's something we've got to get better, going into next season, for the next spring season, and clean this stuff up a bit. So, a tough track, tight track. We're going to be running these kind of tracks again, throughout the rest of the, spring season too. So hopefully some guys will get a little bit more laps under their belt and it'll be a little bit easier for them.
Well, what are you looking for here in the late models as we get ready to head for that?
Well, unfortunately, I think Andy's got about the same kind of lead that I had coming into here. So it's going to really depend on, again, the drop week situation, and we'll see what happens. But, I go out every week and try to run as best and as fast as I can and get the win. We'll see what happens in the late models.
All right, man. I'm sure you got some shout-outs, some thank yous. Great season and a fantastic run tonight.
Thanks, Roger. Yep. Shout outs obviously to the wife for putting up with this on Sunday nights. She's been behind it with no problem. Buddies Racing Equipment, PF Flyer Race Cars, Central Services, those guys all chipping in and helping out. And to the guys with the Hales Corners group, we got a really good core group here. A lot of guys are trying hard. We just need to get a little bit more patient. And I think the racing that we've seen over the past few weeks is going to carry over, and it'll get better.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congratulations once again, and we look forward to seeing you finish up the season strong here into the late models.
Yeah, thanks, Roger, and as always, thanks to Scrub a Dub Car Wash for their support this season. You guys for doing the broadcast and that kind of stuff. Without that, kind of makes it a little bit different situation. So we really appreciate it.
All right, man. We're looking forward to next season with you guys. Good luck in a little bit, buddy. Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, have a good night.
All right, third place finisher, Reed Arnold. Didn't get a chance to talk to Bud Reidner. Good season for these guys. Closed it out really strong. I know with that kind of run, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Rundle will pick up that championship. Sobiek is going to finish in second. Third place might have been a little bit more up for grabs there, so when we find out for sure, we'll try to let everybody know. But let's run through our finishing results for tonight's season finale. Sobiek wins it. Reidner was second. Rundle was third. Kinjerski comes home in fourth. Andy Gross with a good drive comes all the way up to fifth tonight. Jordan Matson in sixth. Seventh to Rick Tackman. Cole Duggar in eighth. Dean Burnt ninth. Peter Brees was 10th. Zach Krieger finishes 11th after transferring through in the 20th position from the B-Main, so a nice 9-spot pickup for him. Jason Enoch in 12th. Tony Itzkowski 13th. Ryan Fisher was 14th. Corey Funk 15th. 16th to John Brunner. J.J. Schilling, a disappointing finish for him, I'm sure, in 17th tonight, and that may alter his top 3 points finish, but only time will tell there. Brandon Hall in 18th. Chris Johnson 19th, and Ricky Johnson rounded out the field tonight. So, first season for the street stocks at Hales Corner Speedway Sim Racing Series. In the books, your champion looks to be Reed Rundle. Once all the dust settles and all the points have been tabulated, I think you'll see that 43 car as the defending champion for next season's run, and that'll start up in a couple of weeks. These guys getting ready here in about 15 minutes to kick off the season finale for the late models, so be sure that you tune back in for that. I am going to shut things down for just a few minutes, make a couple adjustments. Appreciate everybody tuning in, guys. Don't forget your likes, your shares, your follows, and subscribe over on YouTube and Twitch. Until we see you guys the next time, everybody keep it dirty. We'll be back